Hello and welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for clicking on my video. I'm just gonna move that backwards a little bit because I feel like I'm very up close and personal. Today I'm just going to be talking about the keto or keto diet, trying to explain what it is a little bit and giving you some just some knowledge about it so you can make an informed decision of whether or not it's something that you want to try. I've just seen a lot of questions lately from a lot of girls in a group that I'm in saying, you know, what's keto? Should I try it? Has anyone seen results from it? Blah, blah, blah. And I also, when working as a personal trainer, have a lot of clients come to me and say, yeah, I'm on the keto diet, but I'm either, you know, nothing's happening or I'm gaining weight or that type of thing, or they'd lost loads of weight. You know, it depends on the way that you're doing it, because if you don't go into it knowing how to do it, you can do it extremely wrong and have the adverse effect. So just a little disclaimer, I'm not a nutritionist. This is just information that I've picked up while studying nutrition at college, through a lot of personal research whilst working as a personal trainer, and through my own personal, I don't know what word I'm looking for, you know, my own personal experience. So firstly, your body's primary source of energy is and has always been carbohydrates. It's just the way that the human body is built, and we are that's what we use for energy. When you take away your body's preferred energy source, your body has to do something about it because, well, in order to survive. So the body's backup plan is going into something called ketosis. And what that is where it starts to produce ketones for energy, which are water-soluble molecules that are produced by the liver, and they're generated from fatty acids. So to start with, weight loss is, as long as you're doing it right and you have cut back on pretty much all carbs, weight loss is seen within the first few days or weeks. A lot of this is water weight, and the reason why is because for every gram of carbs that your body holds, you're going to hold 3 grams of water as well. So with the carbohydrates leaving your body or being used up, you're not going to hold that water with them anymore, if that makes sense. So something that is spoken a lot about is the keto flu, and this is basically just you're going to probably be feeling quite fatigued, you might have some digestive problems, and the reason why this happens is because your body is currently switching over energy systems. It's trying to adapt and adjust, but it's currently not producing enough ketones to give you energy, and obviously you're not giving it the carbohydrates, so you're just going to be depleted of a lot of energy. Another reason why it can cause you stomach problems, like digestive problems, is lack of fibre. Obviously, carbohydrates, a lot of carbohydrate dense foods are very fibrous. You could also go the other way and get diarrhea because your body's not used to the high volumes of fats that you'd be eating. So that's pretty much how you might feel for the first couple of weeks. It does subside when your body gets used to producing these ketones. Bad breath is another side effect, and the reason why is because when your body's in this state, it's producing more acetone, which is excreted through urine and comes out in your breath. Something that indicates that this type of diet is rather an aggressive one and not necessarily something that your body would choose to be in to function optimally is the fact that it is actually a mild form of ketoacidosis, which is something that affects people with type 1 diabetes, and is actually the leading killer in young diabetics. So obviously that looking at it from that perspective, it's, you know, actually being, obviously it's just a mild form. Ketoacidosis is something very a lot more extreme, but that is not particularly good for your body. So that would indicate that being in ketosis is not necessarily ideal or the body's first choice. It's rather a backup plan. Obviously this doesn't mean that you're going to die if you do keto or keto diet. It's just, like I say, not a state that your body would choose to be in unless it was forced into it. And the way that you do that obviously is by eating little to no carbs. Some common problems with the keto diet, I can't decide how to say that. Am I saying keto or keto? I can't decide. Sorry about that. Let me know how you pronounce it in the comments if you know. Obviously in England they say keto, well, the people I know do, and then over here in Canada I've heard it called keto, so not sure. Anyway, some of the common problems for just the general day-to-day problems are the fact that it's not particularly sustainable. If you want to just, without being incredibly strict in your day-to-day lifestyle, if you just want to be able to eat healthily, it's quite hard to do, just purely because obviously going out with friends, restaurants and things like that, it's quite hard to avoid carbs 100%. Not saying that it's impossible, but it's just not particularly ideal. It's not, when I say it's not sustainable as well, I mean, like, because you have to be so strict, it's not necessarily something that many people would like to do absolutely forever. And then because the reason why your body's starting to burn fat instead of the carbohydrates that you're putting in it, it's because, like I say, it's forced into this state and it's had to switch over energy systems. So if you ever decide to switch back into eating normally, your metabolism isn't going to be as efficient as it once was, because it's like you're retraining your body once and then having to retrain it again. That's not to say that you'll completely mess up your metabolism, but you definitely won't be helping it. A lot of people also don't even reach the state of ketosis because their carb intake is not low enough. And a lot of people aren't actually educated on what macronutrients many foods contain. So just make sure that if you are going to do this, you're really clued up on what foods are carbohydrates, what foods have fat and carbohydrates, because somebody I know said to me, my sister's asked me to bake her shortbread for Christmas because she's on the keto diet, and I said, she does know shortbread has carbs in, right? And she was like, oh yeah, but it's really high fat. And I was just like, that's not how it works. So just make sure you're not making that mistake. I would personally say that this type of diet is more of a short-term solution. It's why a lot of bodybuilders that are competing, things like that, go on extremely low-carb diets, because they're prepping for shows and things like that. And then when they come out of prep, they can go back to normal and, and they don't have to keep up such a strict diet. Low-carb diets can also inhibit your athletic performance and will inhibit your athletic performance. And they can also disrupt muscle growth and things like that. Your body, like I say, needs its primary source of fuel to function optimally, and if you deprive it of that, it's just not going to be as efficient as it could be. Not saying that you won't be, a good athlete, but you could be far more efficient if you fueled your body in the way that it would naturally choose to be fueled. When it comes to muscle building and muscle gain and muscle loss and things like this, a lot of people on a keto diet they experience weight loss, but they experience a lot of muscle loss as well. And the reason being is because when you have a high, or, the higher your muscle mass, the faster your metabolism, the more energy that your body uses up. And so a lot of the time you need to be eating enough carbohydrates to sustain that muscle mass. Because you need the energy to sustain it. So basically, when your body's in this state, like I say, it's a bit of a backup plan, and it will just do whatever it can to keep you surviving. So it will just eat away at the fat and the muscle. I'm not saying that nobody should ever do this type of diet. If I was to recommend it to any type of, a specific type of person, it might be somebody that is incredibly overweight. Because obviously the risks of being incredibly overweight far outweigh the risks of being on a keto diet. And for some people it's the only way that they can actually stick to a diet, because some people absolutely love fatty foods. Like some people prefer to eat smaller amounts of high fatty foods like cheese and things like that, and cream and all that delicious stuff, eat smaller amounts of that. And then some people, like myself, prefer to just be able to eat larger amounts of carbohydrates and things like that. And the reason why you would have to eat the smaller amounts on the higher fat diet is because fat per gram is 9 calories, and then protein and carbs are 4 calories per gram. So you're able to eat a larger volume of food there. Again, for somebody that, maybe has type 2 diabetes, to reduce your carb intake there could help you, regulate your insulin levels and that type of thing. So there it could benefit. It could benefit somebody with type 2 diabetes. But if you're just somebody that is functioning and healthy, you've just got sort of less than 20 pounds to lose, that type of thing, then I wouldn't recommend this diet. And obviously you've heard my reasons why. But if you are severely overweight, like I say, it could be the right option for you. Not to say that it won't work for people that only have a smaller amount of weight to lose, but I'm just saying it's not the most efficient and healthy for your body. So the last thing I will say is that my opinion that the best and smartest way to eat when you're trying to reach a specific goal would be just to give your body all of the macro and micronutrients that it needs to function effectively. Just don't eat a ton of rubbish. Don't overeat. Give your body all the micronutrients so it's not craving things. And by micronutrients, I'm talking vitamins and minerals. Give it as many macronutrients as it needs to fuel yourself, to be able to sustain muscle, build muscle, whatever you're trying to do. And then exercise, and if you're following all these just very, very basic healthy lifestyle factors, then you will in fact not become, or you won't be overweight. If you are currently overweight, then it might take you a while to obviously lose the weight, but slow and steady wins the race. And anything drastic generally won't be sustainable. If you're sticking to those things, then, and you're eating the right amount, that's a huge thing, is just not stuffing yourself, like not overeating. Then your body won't retain excess fat because it's not the state that your body wants to be in. Like I say, if you're, your body only goes into, unless obviously you have illnesses and things like that, but your body only goes into an unhealthy state otherwise, as if you're forcing it into it. And it can be, like I say, by going on the keto diet, but also by giving it too much food. That there it forces you to gain excess weight. So sorry if I've rambled, but I hope that makes sense. Let me know if you've got any questions. I'll do my best to answer. Again, like I say, I don't know everything. This is just information that I've picked up, and through personal experience, I wouldn't personally go on a keto diet. So thank you so much for watching my video. Feel free to let me know if I'm wrong in any of this, because obviously I always want to be learning and I don't want to be putting false information out there. So if I am wrong, please do let me know. I'm not going to be offended. I like to learn. I hope I could help you. If this did help, please let me know by giving it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you'd like to see more videos like this and other random videos.